Laser sights can deter threats and aid in quick target identification, enhancing your ability to protect your family, home, and country. Crimson Trace, making laser sights standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, responsible for more than 4,000 rescues, a tool that can call for help at the touch of a button and send your GPS coordinates, plus your range reports and more. Call in now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. That's 866-825-5486. Now, here's Tom.
Yes, it is a big political risk for people because when my husband passed and signed the Brady bill, the assault weapons ban, a lot of the Democrats who joined him because they thought it was the right thing to do lost their seats in the next election. If you're too dangerous to fly in America, you ought to be too dangerous to buy a gun in America. The Supreme Court is wrong on the Second Amendment.
Well, there you go. Supreme Court is wrong on the Second Amendment. When they said individuals have the right to keep and bear arms, it's an individual right. It's not a collective right. It doesn't belong to the National Guard. What a silly concept. What a strange idea. But Hillary Clinton says the Supreme Court got it wrong on the Second Amendment. And just wait till I start picking justices for the Supreme Court. We're going to undo the Heller decision, the McDonald decision. We're going to go back to that bizarre way of thinking that the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed means that only the government has the right to keep and bear arms. That's what she's saying. The government has the right to keep and bear arms. People don't. When they say it is a collective right, that is, you have to be part of the organized militia, i.e. National Guard, what they're saying is you don't have the right to own a gun. Should you be thinking I'm overstating the case? Oh, by the way, I'm Tom Gresham. The show is Gun Talk. We're going to be talking about guns for the next several hours. The guns you like, the guns you hate, the ones you want to take to the range. And also I'm going to be asking the question as we're heading toward hunting season. If you had to pick one rifle, one caliber, one type of gun for hunting in North America, let's narrow it down to that, what would it be? So we have Hillary Clinton saying that the Supreme Court got it wrong. She wants to go back to the idea that only the National Guard has a right to keep and bear arms. I'm not overstating the case. I sat there in New Orleans at the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in the Emerson case, and I listened to lawyers from the U.S. Justice Department telling a 3-judge panel, federal judges, no one in this country has a right to own a gun. You could have heard a pin drop. The judges looking down at him and went, you say no one in this country has a right to own a gun? He said, that's correct. He says, well, what you're saying is that if you're a member of the National Guard, you could have a gun. And the lawyer said, no, sir. If you're a member of the National Guard, you could have the gun that's issued to you only when you are on duty. Otherwise, even being a member of the National Guard gives you absolutely no right to own a gun in this country, according to the Second Amendment, to our interpretation of the Second Amendment. That's Hillary Clinton's position. No one in this country has a right to own a gun. We may let you own a gun as long as it pleases us. And to hear her talk about it, it does not please her very much. That's what we're looking at. That's where we are. Oh. Going deep into the politics thing. I'll get off of this, but I got to share this with you. I'm having a conversation about a week ago with a good friend who is a very astute political person. Not going to name him. You would know the name. He said, well, I live in a, excuse me. He says, I live in a state where it doesn't really matter. When you look at the the votes. My state's going to go blue. You know, it would pretty much apply if your state's going to go red. You say, look, it doesn't matter what I do. That's what's going to happen. He says, so what are you going to do? I said, well, I'm going to vote for the Green Party. I said, what? What? I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to vote for the Green Party. Okay. Because normally I would immediately jump right in and say, well, that's silly. But knowing this guy and how smart he is, I'm thinking, okay, so talk to me. What do you think of this? He says, well, if a party, and I'm not sure about this, I've not checked it out, so I'm just relaying what I was told. He says, if a party gets 5% of the popular vote in a presidential election, then the next time out it gets federal funding. He said, so if we can get the Green Party up to 5%, then they get federal funding, and the Green Party most assuredly sucks votes from the Democrats. I said, wow, that's playing 3D chess when everybody else is playing checkers. Fascinating. What an interesting idea. Has anything that's happened in the last few weeks changed your mind? We have 86, 87 days, something like that, to the election. Seems to be changing a little bit. One poll a couple of days ago had Donald Trump back up. I don't know. See what happens. We have the presidential Trump this last couple of days. We'll see if he reverts, goes back. Don't know. I mean, you know where I am, whereas, it's pretty simple. If you are a Second Amendment voter, it means you have to be against Hillary. You have to try to defeat Hillary. Anything other than a vote for Donald Trump does not defeat Hillary. As objectionable as that may be for many of us, me included. But, sometimes you just got to say, hey, you know what? I was not presented with the perfect lineup this time. For those who are saying, well, he's so far behind he can't win, that's silly. You look at some of the past races and people who won were very far behind, much closer to the election than this. We'll see. We'll see. Our number here is 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN. Line 3, Tom's driving in Pennsylvania. Hello, Tom. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Tom. Thank you for taking my call. I'm looking to replace an M1A I had, and I'm either going to go back to an M1A or I'm looking at an AR-10. My question is the AR-10s now with the lug problem they had back years ago, have they remedied the interlocking lugs on AR-10s to take a 308? And what can I get for under $1,500 in a good AR-10?
There are a lot of good AR-10 types out there. Ruger has them, the SR-762. Smith has it. Remington, DPMS, Bushmaster. There are a whole bunch of them, and you can get them under the $1,500 range. The real question, and look, they're all very good. The real question I would offer is this. Let's go back to, did you say you got rid of an M1A?
Yeah, I got laid off from work, so I had to do the unthinkable.
Got it. Okay, I understand. So you're back where you can reacquire at this point?
Yep. So I'm looking at either an M1A loaded model with a stainless and a wood stock, or go into an AR-10 to save a little weight, maybe.
Well, I guess that's where I was going to go, is if you really liked the M1A, and the M1A, it's a wonderful platform, and of course the Springfield, it's a really nice rifle, because it's kind of it's a significant change to say I'm going to go from an M1A to an AR-10. The rifles are different. They look different. They feel different. They operate differently. That kind of brings me to where I was going. Is that why consider changing?
Well, it was just I'm just doing my research, and I'm just looking at it. I had some right shoulder surgery, and I'm left-handed shooter, so sticking my right arm out to support something is getting a little heavy these days.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Then that being the case, I'm thinking that a move to an AR-10 type platform is probably not a bad idea. And also note that you probably ought to be shopping by weight. And there is a vast difference in weight of AR-10 or 308 platforms on an AR, platform. Everything from 9 pounds down to, I think I have seen 6.5. I know that the Remington DPMS, what do they call it? The G2 is a very lightweight rifle. Ruger is pretty light, but not as light. SIG just knocked 2 pounds, which is incredible, 2 pounds off their 7.16 rifle. I have the heavy one, which shoots great, but it's a heavy son of a gun. So I think I would be doing some poking around, specifically looking at the weights of these rifles, and that may be where you end up making your decision based on that. Everybody of a good brand name is making a good rifle. Now it's just a case of finding the one you want with the stuff you want on. Another thing is, when you start hanging doodads and G-jaws off of it, like lots of rails and things like that, the weight goes right back up. So I would try to find something that's slim and trim and doesn't have much hanging on it.
Right. I'm just going to be adding a scope to it. This is my backup to my AK, my Arsenal AK.
Okay, there you go. Well, that's what I would do. I would look for a trimmed down lightweight AR. The other thing I would say is magazines. I would definitely be getting some mags. Just start putting some away. And a number of these models now will take, God, I'm trying to remember now. There are two different kinds of AR-10 mags, but they'll take both of them. So you might want to check on that.
Okay. Thank you, Tom.
You bet. Look, hope that helps. I appreciate that. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. What's on your mind? Think about buying something? Hey, we're coming up on hunting season. If you had to pick one rifle for hunting everything in North America, what kind of rifle would it be? What caliber rifle would it be? Yeah, I know. That's how you start bar fights. That's okay. We can do that. We can do the virtual bar fight right here. 866-TALK-GUN. And if you've been out to the range shooting something, I want to know what you took out there. Did you like it? Did you hate it? How'd it work for you? We're just kind of swapping stories now. I don't have anybody between me and you, so give me a holler. Let's talk guns. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
No matter what gun you have, you want it to hit harder, shoot faster and flatter, and be more accurate. You get all that with the ammunition from Double Tap. Double Tap's experts select the best bullets, then load them to higher velocities while keeping safe pressures. Shoot small groups. Shoot farther. Use custom hunting loads in your handgun or rifle. Even fire 2 projectiles with 1 shot. DoubleTapAmmo.com. That's DoubleTapAmmo.com.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit SigSauer.com today.
You like free stuff, right? You like good deals, and you want more guns, ammo, and accessories. So get all of that with the free smartphone app, Gun Dealio. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you'll get special offers and deals when you walk into a gun store. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Who wouldn't want that? Gun Dealio at the App Store and Google Play. GunDealio.com.
2 things intimidate most new shooters: noise and recoil. Well, at SilencerShop.com, we turn this into this. Adding a quality suppressor to your pistol or rifle doesn't just make your gun quiet. It reduces muzzle flip and recoil, making your gun easier to shoot and more accurate. The only thing you have to lose is all that noise.
How about the camo pants? Can I lose them too?
Yeah, okay. Put a silencer on your gun and have some fun with SilencerShop.com, making the world a quieter place.
All right, back with you. 866 Talk Gun. Get you in there. I'm Tom Gresham. By the way, don't forget, you got to go enter. We're doing a summer giveaway. This is cool. The Summer of Concealment. I love it. Summer of Concealment giveaway with Alien Gear holsters and Bigfoot gun belts. If you go to guntalk.com/win, you can enter for a chance to win. Let's see. Grand prize winner is going to get, check this out, an Alien Gear Cloak Tuck 3.0 IWB holster and 2 extra shells. Cloak Tuck Mod OWB holster, Bigfoot gun belt of your choice, plus Alien Gear and Bigfoot gun belt sticker pack. And then you're going to have a first prize winner each week. So every week we're giving away stuff, which is holster and belt and some other stuff. Just go to guntalk.com/WIN. That's win. And enter for a chance. This is a cool giveaway. We're calling it the Summer of Concealment. Speaking of which, during the break, I just answered an email. Somebody said, hey, LCP, you talk about carrying it in your back pocket. Yeah, I've been using that little recluse holster, which seems to work real well for me. There are a lot of different holsters out there. Just when you go to a pocket gun, I like some kind of a holster that protects the trigger. So just kind of food for thought. And please, if you would, it would make a lot of sense to unload the gun and practice getting the gun out of your pocket. For those who like a front pocket carry, I would offer this thought. Try to draw your gun while running. InTot. I never thought of that. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to think of, things like that. Because if you're not moving, you need to be shooting. And you may end up doing both. You can draw from a back pocket while you're running. I don't know how you could draw from a front pocket while you're running. I throw it out for your consideration. Line 2, Daniel is in Wasilla, Alaska. Hey, Daniel, welcome to Gun Talk.
Yes, good morning, Tom. I just wanted to thank you for your expertise in programming. I love your program. It's my favorite hobby in sport. And I find myself listening to your segments, sometimes getting to where I'm going, not getting out of the car because I just can't let go of some of the great technical expertise that I hear on this program. More importantly, though, and I don't hear this enough, I got to tell you, from my heart, I got to thank you for your political bent on explaining to us the liberties that are ours intrinsically, inalienably, and how they're backed up by our Second Amendment. It's our Second Amendment. And I just, it does my heart good to hear the truth spoken about the liberties and the rights that we have in this nation. And I just want to thank you for adding a voice to it. It really needs to be said. So thank you, Tom.
Well, I appreciate it, Daniel. Thank you. Let me also offer, if you're getting somewhere and you got to get out of the car and go shoot or do what you're doing, remember, you can always pick up what we're talking about here. You can listen to the Gun Talk shows at your convenience off of the Gun Dealio app. Just put it on your smartphone and you can listen to past shows, either this week's or last year's or whatever. So just get the Gun Dealio app for your smartphone. It's free. Hey, Daniel, thank you for your call. I appreciate that. Line 1, Brian is in Coos County, Oregon. Hey, Brian, what's cooking?
Good morning. I just wanted to give you my 2 cents on the hunting rifle and caliber. I've been using a Remington 7400 in '06. Never given me a problem. Just a great, light, perfect rifle for hunting.
Okay, what is it you like about the 7400?
I like that it's so light and it's never given me a problem. And the '06 is, the perfect round for hunting in North America.
The '06 is the '06. I mean, what more do you need to say, right?
Exactly.
What do you need to do? It will take care of it. It will do it. I was kind of figured most people were going to end up on the '06 or the 308 because the two are, it seems essentially the same thing ballistically. 7400. How long have you been shooting 7400?
I've had this one. I bought it when I was 19 at a pawn shop, and I'm 41 now.
Wow.
So quite a long time, 20-something years.
And it just keeps on running.
Yeah, it hasn't given me a problem. I take care of it. It's really light to carry. That's my favorite part about it, and it always operates.
Yep. There you go. Okay, Brian, I appreciate that. I've got a vote for the 30-06, and Brian's using it in a Remington 7400. Line 4, Zachary, Reno, Nevada. Hey, Zachary, how are you?
I'm good. Hey, you said you wanted to hear about some range stories?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Father's Day, actually, I took me and my grandpa and my uncle. Unfortunately, my dad couldn't make it. He had an injury, and he couldn't do the off-road. But we took out my Daniel Defense DD5 V1. A couple callers ago, he was talking about wanting an AR-10. And this AR-10 is the best you can buy. I mean, I'm really happy with it.
For those who don't know, we're talking about a Daniel Defense version here. Yeah, and of course they make really good stuff. He was trying to get one for under $1,500. I know you cannot get a Daniel Defense for under that.
Yeah, it was
not unless you use a gun to get it.
$1,500.
Yeah, like another $1,200 or $1,300. But yeah,
it was $38.99 plus tax.
Woo! Yeah. Okay. So how does it shoot? I bet better shoot really, really well.
I actually purchased 2 of them at Shields, and I used regular oil with them, and they jammed up. But then and I ended up returning them. Then I bought one at a local gun shop here in Reno, and they recommended Frog Lube, which I had never heard of Frog Lube before, and they cleaned it and got it switched over to Frog Lube, and it's never misfired once.
You know, it's interesting you say that. The lube is so important on AR platforms, and I've become a huge fan of the Slip 2000 brand. And I've heard of Frog Lube, haven't had a chance to use it, but that's terrific. The DD5 V1 is what Zachary's shooting. Zachary, how long you had that rifle now?
December. It had just come out in like October and November. I got it when it was like 3 or 4 months out.
That's terrific. Well, Daniel Defense makes really good stuff, and again, it's the high end, no doubt about it. But once again, if that's where you want to be, kind of hard to beat that. Now, a lot of people are not going to be able to play up in that stratosphere, but they're making good stuff. They also have a heck of a good marketing program. I'll tell you about that at some point when I get up to courage. But just imagine signs over the urinals. Let me just tease you with that one, then I'll let you know what it said. 866-TALK-GUN. Be right back.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about some guns and shooting and stuff like that. Man, I got a chance. Here's my range report. Got a chance on Wednesday of this past week to go to a most amazing shooting range. Probably, well, in my experience so far, it absolutely is the finest outdoor shooting range I've ever seen. Simple as that. And it's in the United States of America. And it's in Alabama. And it's available for you to visit and to shoot. It's the CMP range. How about that? Civilian Marksmanship Program. You know, the guys who sell the guns, the surplus guns. It's in Talladega, Alabama. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. When you go to this place, it's a beautiful building. It looks like the clubhouse of a big golf course. You walk out to the back, and they got this incredible rifle range. It goes out to 600 yards. And here's the deal. You never go down and change targets. No one goes down range at all, ever. Everything is electronic. Outdoor targets. Oh, you would like to shoot the 200? You just hit the button and the 200-yard target raises in front of you. Oh, no, I want to shoot the 300. Well, it comes up. Oh, let's go out to 600. Well, it comes up. Well, what do you mean you don't go down range, Tom? Well, you have a monitor on your shooting bench. And when you shoot, you can see the bullet holes appearing in these electronic targets. It shows you your last shot. It's just amazing. Of course, lots and lots of capabilities. Same thing in the pistol range, 25 and 50 yards. We went there to do a piece for our Gun Venture show, we're doing a whole show on upscale shooting ranges, country clubs, and such. And this was amazing. Wow. And it's available to anybody, the civilian marksmanship program. And they have also have action, 3-gun action pistol. They have shotgun ranges. We shot some crazy quail. And Ryan was with us shooting some stuff. He brought the Ruger Precision Rifle in .308. Didn't have a chance to really get it dialed in. We knew it was on at 400 yards. Well, here's the beautiful part. When you have guys there who have shot and won national championships for 40 years, and the rifle guy says, oh, okay, it's on at 400. Hey, what? Just go ahead and shoot it at 300. Shoot. He goes, okay, got it. Says, we're going to take it out to 600. You need 11 MOA. Make that 44 clicks and put in 1 MOA of wind just for what we got out there. First shot that Ryan fired, 600 yards, absolutely perfect bullseye, X-ray. Just go, whoa. It's amazing when you have somebody who knows guns and rifles and can put you on like that. We'd had a ball. That's my range report. Man, the civilian marksmanship range in Talladega. Now, the beautiful part is it's about, you could probably skip a 308 all the way over and get to the Talladega Super Speedway NASCAR track. Well, yes, we did. As long as you're that close, you got to go to the racetrack, right? And we conned them into getting a ride in pace cars. More power. Whoa. That place is huge. It is unbelievable. I've never been to a NASCAR track. This thing was incredible. It's so big. And lots of fun. We'll have a lot of good video for you on the Gun Venture Show. That was just neat. Let's see, line 3, Randy's with us out of Texas. Hey, Randy, you checking on us, huh?
Yes, sir. How are you doing? Sorry, I wasn't supposed to do that. I was calling about the wetlands that you talk about in Louisiana, and just wondering your thoughts on the latest rains. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
The latest rains are not going to really affect the whole wetlands situation in Louisiana. The latest rains were horrible. And I note that it took the media about a week to catch up to find out what was going on. They just didn't cover it at all. We had we got 60,000 homes damaged, people, probably 20, 30,000 people out of their homes, maybe a good bit more than that. The feds didn't show up. Donald Trump showed up, but that's okay. We have the Cajun Navy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you just Google up Cajun Navy, what happens is people who had lost their homes, here's the thing, people who had lost their homes got in their boats and went and saved other people. We had people coming from all over the state pulling their boats and putting their John boats in and going down these roads that are flooded and pulling people out. When, in fact, some of the local officials said, no, you guys can't do that. And they said, yeah, arrest me. We got to pull these people out. Oh, no, that's only for the authorities to do. No, we're going to take care of this. That's what we were doing here. So, President Obama says he's going to come. Say, no, don't bother. We got this. We got it under control. Stay away if you would.
It's there.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Randy.
Wrong about that for sure. But I was just curious because the wetlands, it's a matter of losing more land instead of, and I was wondering if that actually created more water damage.
No, this won't really affect the wetlands. The wetlands, this wasn't even in the area of our the coastal wetlands for Louisiana. The problem with the coastal wetlands of Louisiana, and it's important to everybody in the country if they pay attention to it, is that it's a monstrous estuary. And it's a wintering ground for birds, but also a big area for producing seafood. And what's happened is the Corps of Engineers has destroyed it. Over the last 70, 80 years, the Corps of Engineers primarily has channelized and put levees around rivers. They have to prevent flooding. So the people can go then and build and live in floodplains where they have no business living. So what happens is instead of the water, when it rises way upstream, Missouri, Arkansas, and just going out into the big floodplain and taking the pressure off, No. Imagine that you had water starting up in Minnesota and you put it all into a pipe and you just keep running it down, how fast it would go. Well, then when it gets down to Louisiana, it just goes shooting straight out into the Mississippi, where it used to spread out into our coastal areas and then deposit all of that silt that came in from Iowa, and from Illinois and Missouri and Arkansas and Tennessee. Now all of that silt just runs out into the Gulf, and so we get coastal erosion, and we have lost, in some areas, 50 miles. There are places where 50 years ago you could stand on land, and now if you were in a boat there, you wouldn't see land. That's how much we've lost. So it's a big deal, but I appreciate you asking. No, but we're good. In fact, I had a lot of people ask us, how's the Gun Talk people doing? We're okay. We have not had a problem. We're dry here, but we sure do know a lot of people who have really, really been affected by this. And so prayers are welcome, and if you care to make a donation to the Red Cross or something, that would be helpful too. 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN. Be right back.
As we celebrate 2 centuries in Remington country, it's humbling to think about all the ground we've covered. Since the infancy of our nation, we've journeyed with you every step of the way, helping shape the course of American history. Remington country is bigger than a place, and for the 200 years, it's been our highest honor supporting your freedoms and your way of life. To celebrate, Remington is giving away 200 guns. For a chance to win, tell us your story at 200sweepstakes.remington.com.
In the field or on the range, you need a trigger you can trust. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. A Timney trigger could mean the difference between a great shot and a miss. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. To order, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
Responsible owners control access to their firearms, even when they may need them in a hurry. Liberty Safe, the nation's leader in gun safes, offers 6 models of handgun vaults. Strong, simple to use, open with a key or fingerprint. Put your handgun in the compact vault, lock it away until you need it. Then it's in your hand almost instantly. Pick the Liberty Safe handgun vault that's right for you. LibertySafeHD.com.
All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun. A little bit later in the show, we're going to be talking about a fellow who was way in the outback hunting and had an injury and used an electronic device, a beacon, to call for help and get him out of there. Those are pretty cool things. I carry a similar thing with me a lot of places I go. It's all about being safe in everything you do, not just carrying a gun, but having the whole system out there. A flashlight, a whistle, a med kit in your bag, watching people around here locally get stranded on the interstate for 30 hours. 30 hours in your car. People showing up with water, with food, doing what they could do. What do you carry in your car? Have you ever thought, well, what would happen if I broke down on the middle of the interstate and can't go forward and can't go backward and there's nowhere to go? Well, I never thought of that. Yeah, I know. INTOT. INTOT. Never thought of that. How about just carrying a case of water with you? Some snacks. First aid kit? Tourniquet? Oh, now you're just getting crazy, Tom. Yeah, it is. Until you need it. May I suggest that maybe what's needed is a change in your self-image. A change in who you think you are. A change in who you would like to be. It also requires, if you're going to do this, It requires you to be able to ignore friends, coworkers who would like to make fun of you, to marginalize or laugh. Oh, that's just silly. Why would you do that? Why would you carry stuff like that around? You're just paranoid. What you have to do is find a way to put that in the proper place. It's kind of like when they find out you carry a gun. You say, well, that's just paranoid. Well, no, actually, that means that I am careful. I am safe. This is where you start deciding, who am I going to be? How do I want to see myself? And I will take pride in being the guy who's unlike everybody else, or the woman who's unlike everybody else. I will have road flares in my car, break down at night. Road flares. Oh, well, I've got a phone. Maybe. Maybe you have signal, maybe you don't. In Baton Rouge, the cell phone signals went down. Oh, the whole system's down. Wow. What would I do? I never thought of that. It's changing how you feel about yourself and who you are and how you see yourself. And I am going to be the prepared person. I'm not talking about being crazy and spending all of your worldly money on prepping. You can, that's fine if you want to do that. But I'm just talking about having some stuff in the car. Put a 24-pack of bottled water back there in the trunk and forget about it. Take it out at the end of the summer. Swap it out every 3 months, whatever. Take it to the house, but just have some with you. In the winter, have some blankets back there. And maybe a sleeping bag. Be the person who is prepared. Fire extinguisher? Yeah, why wouldn't you? They're cheap. Go to Walmart, get 2. I'm just saying, okay? Line 2. Austin's joined us from Waco. Wait a minute. That's Austin from Waco or Waco from Austin? That's confusing,
It's
Austin.
Austin and Waco.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, I know. So I had an FNS 40.
Okay.
Striker fire handgun, and I didn't like it because it was striker fire. I'm a hammer guy.
All right.
So I went around 2 days ago, and what can I get for this? And I ended up trading for a SIG M11A1.
Ooh.
Which is it's the 229 or 228. It's the military version.
Okay.
I'm very happy.
Have you shot it?
Yes.
How's it shooting for you?
Fantastic. Of course, I'm a SIG fanboy.
Well, it's okay to be a SIG fanboy. There are a lot of SIG fanboys out there. Let me ask you, have you had a 1911 before?
Oh, yeah. I had several.
All right. So you're a hammer guy. You like external hammers. Some people hate them and don't like them and don't understand them because they grew up on the Tupperware guns.
Yeah.
So, they don't know.
I want a hammer. I want no safety because it's simple.
Interesting. Okay. Now, is that a decocker gun? I cannot remember.
It is.
Okay.
I thought I wanted an FNX, which is FN's version of the one I traded, but with a hammer, and it had a safety and a decocker on it, but it was spongy.
Okay. And your story is a perfect example when people, and I get this about every day, I'll get an email from somebody that says, I'm thinking about getting a this or a that. What do you think? And typically it's kind of like what you got here. You say, okay, it's an FN or it's a SIG. You go, well, they're both excellent. But the real criteria here is not which is better. The real criteria is which one do you want? And you may want, as Austin did in this case, is I want a hammer. Well, to a lot of people, they say, well, why would I want a hammer? All I've ever known was striker fire guns. Grew up on Glocks and M&Ps and Shields. And why would I want XDs, et cetera? Why would I want a hammer? But for some of us who grew up with hammer guns, now see, I like a hammer gun with a thumb safety. I like the traditional 1911. Started with that, the law of primacy in education. That what you start with, you tend to stay with. So there you go. I don't know. What did you start with? When you're looking, do you prefer hammer, hammerless? Or are you just kind of easy going and can pick up and go with whatever you like? 866-TALK-GUN, get you in here. I'm Tom Gresham, and you are listening to Gun Talk. All right, back with you. 866 Talk Gun. Get you in here. Let's see. Line 1, Mark, Dallas, Texas. Mark, what are you thinking about getting here?
Well, Tom, I had a question about concealed carry as it relates to my Sub 2000. I have a Sub 2000 that fits beautifully in a briefcase that I have. I just wonder, what are the legalities of that in Texas when an establishment is posted with 30-06?
Well, 30-06 sign says no guns. Not just no handguns, no guns.
So
and it would be concealed.
No handguns. So.
I don't think it does. I think it's a no gun sign. I mean, I kind of see where you're going, but I'm thinking that you're barking up the wrong tree on that one. If you're going to carry a rifle and a briefcase into a place that has a no gun sign, I think you clearly are violating the sign. And pretty much in Texas, I think I'd be violating the law.
All right. Great. I appreciate your input.
Okay. You notice I didn't say not to do it. I just said I'm telling you what I think it means.
Right. I understand the intent. I just understood the Sub 2000 as being a rifle and the 30-06 sign is relating specifically to handguns.
I think you would, if to get around that, if they didn't have a 30-07 sign, which is a no open carry, then you could open carry it. But I just think that's a stunningly bad idea to open carry a rifle.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I just off the charts on the bad idea scale. So, all righty. I hope that helps. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. Let's see, line 3, Leonard's in Houston, Texas. Range report. What are you building?
Well, I'm building a Kentucky pistol. Let me get you on the speaker, sir.
Thank you.
With me, sir.
Appreciate it. There you go. So, which pistol are you building? Is this a revolver? What are you building?
No, it's a Kentucky muzzleloader. This is the second muzzleloader I actually built from scratch.
Okay.
Bought the barrel someplace. Bought the stock. I bought the trigger guard, but everything else I'm building from just flat stock or other stock. And, it's a way just to get away from the wife and out in the garage. And she doesn't bother me. I don't bother her.
Everybody's happy. There you go. So how long do you think it's going to take you to complete this?
Oh, God. I started about 18 years ago. Then family happened, and I stopped for a little while, and then I got back on it. And then I looked at the stock, and I screwed up the stock.
It was the latest model black powder gun when you started.
I've been a sergeant in a police department for years, and I brought out one of my other flintlocks, and the guys all said, "Oh, that's what you started out with, Sarge, right?"
Of course they did, right? All the young guys, yeah. Well, that's very cool. Oh, yeah. No, seriously, when do you think you're going to have it finished?
Hopefully within the next 2 or 3 months. I'm almost down. I got the lock in. I got the barrel embedded. I need to put the trigger guard on and have it inlaid. But it just takes time. And, I'm in no hurry. I get to it. I work out in the garage until I sweat too much. And, being in Houston, it's kind of like Louisiana. You chew the air before you breathe it.
That's it. As I said, we have air you can drink. All right, I need you to do me a favor. When you get it completed and you take it out and shoot it, then give us a range report, okay?
Okay, I surely will, sir.
That'll work. Leonard, thank you so much for that call. That is a fun project. Building a black powder gun, kind of from scratch. I mean, you're not making the barrel. You buy a barrel, you buy some stock, and then you start working on it. 18 years. Oh, God. 18 years. Okay. Got a lot of starts and stops there, I do believe. What kind of projects are you involved with? You ever build a gun? Part of a gun? You ever do any home gunsmithing? I'd love to know what kind of things you like to do. It could be anything from bedding to rebarreling or whatever. Our number is 866-TALK-GUN. We're going to pick this up on the back side of this. Call your friends. Tell them to turn on the radio because we're talking guns.